Why are the Magi who visit Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew depicted as kings when the Gospel of Matthew never calls them that? Hi, I'm Michael Barber, and let's talk about the three kings. Now, I already showed in a previous video that Matthew never explicitly says that there were three Magi. In yet another video, I also pointed out that the reason the Magi are depicted as coming on camels is because Matthew's story is connected to Isaiah 60 by many readers, where gifts of frankincense and gold and frankincense, those gifts are linked with the day of Israel's future redemption. So since the Magi bring gold and frankincense, ancient writers like Tertullian see the Magi as fulfilling Isaiah's prophecy. And these writers are probably not wrong to make that connection. In their landmark commentary on the Gospel of Matthew, W.D. Davies and Dale Allison say that Isaiah 60 is, quote, probably alluded to in Matthew 2. And most other scholars would agree with that. See, for example, Raymond Brown's landmark book, The Birth of the Messiah. So Matthew is probably drawing from Isaiah 60 himself. How does this relate to the idea that the Magi were kings? Well, because the same passage in Isaiah 60 that talks about gold and frankincense goes on to describe kings coming to worship God in Israel's future day. We read, "Their kings shall minister to you, that men may bring to you the wealth of the nations with kings led in their procession." Isaiah 60, 10 and 11. Tertullian says, "For the East generally regarded the Magi as kings." Magi could be connected to the passage here in Isaiah and also in other passages. In Psalm 72, in the Greek version in the Old Testament, we read about how nations will come to honor the royal son of David. Kings of Tarsus, of the Isles, kings of Arabs and Saba will supply gifts, and all the kings will worship him, the son of David. All nations will serve him. The word for gifts here is the same term that's used to describe the Magi's gifts. And likewise, it says that foreign kings will worship the Davidic king, using the same Greek term, proskuneo, that's used in the story of the Magi. And so the Magi were connected to these passages, Isaiah 60, to talk about foreigners coming and bringing gold and frankincense, and Psalm 72, 71 in the Septuagint. And this is how the Magi become associated with kings. So when you see those crowns on the Magi in your nativity scene, remember, it's not that we put them there, the crowns, because we read about that specifically in the Gospel of Matthew. But no, this signifies the way the church reads the Gospel of Matthew in light of the Old Testament. Jesus is understood as fulfilling the scriptures. And that's why the Magi are understood to be kings.